Hey there everyone, today's video is going to be a tag video, and this is a video that I wasn't planning on doing, but I was doing my piercings video and it just got way too long. So I looked up if there were any piercing tags and lo and behold, there was. And I thought it'd just be easier if I did the tag because it seems to go a little bit quicker than my full-on explanations of anything. If you do have any questions about any of the piercings I've had or anything like that, I will be happy to answer it in the comment section down below or wherever, because I'm not going to explain absolutely everything in this video because I will be talking for days. First question is, how many piercings do you currently have? I currently have 11 piercings, which is the lowest I've been for about 7 years, but I really don't care. I'm happy with what I have. And the piercings that I do currently have is 2 lobes and a cartilage in both ears. I also have 3 in my nose, my medusa, and my tongue. The second question is, what piercings have you retired? So retired piercings means just basically taken out, if you didn't know. I'm gonna start right from the start for this question. And the first time I got my lobes pierced, I was 7 years old, I think. And then I got my second lobes when I was 14, and I got my third lobes when I was 14, and then I got 3 cartilage piercings when I was 14. Then I got my tragus done when I was 15, which I had to take out that day because my parents found out I got it done. I got a double belly button piercing when I was 15 also. I was nearly 16 at that point. I had the top and the bottom done on my belly button because I didn't like just a single belly button piercing. Then when I was 15, I started stretching my lobes. I got to a 15 mil, which is 1.5 centimeters. I think that's like nearly an inch. I don't know the imperial system that well, so. And then when I was 16, I got my snake bites done for the first time. And then I think like 3 or 4 weeks after that, I think they're called dolphin bites. They're the ones that are slightly closer than snake bites. So snake bites are here. I got those ones done as well. And then 4 weeks later, I got my dahlias done. So the 2 on the outside, and they were gone pretty much instantly because I just kept tearing them out and they were incredibly painful. Then I just kept going with lip piercings. I got my central labret done. Big mistake, that one ended in tragedy. Then I got my double nose done, and then 2 weeks later they felt fine, so I decided to go get my septum piercing, septum number 1. And then for some really stupid reason, I had a good work week, so I had a bigger paycheck than normal, so I decided to get 3 nape piercings on the back of my neck. Huge mistake. One, the piercer pierced it freaking on my spine basically, so they were gone pretty much instantly. I tried to hang on to them as long as I could, but it was just too much pain. So after that, I saved up some money because I didn't want my stretched ears anymore. So I went into a day surgery and got my ears sewn back up, and it healed quite fine. My lobes are still a little bit like traumatized from it all, so I really stress think about what you're doing before you stretch your ears. So then while I was waiting for my lobes to heal, I went ahead and got my second septum piercing done. I took out the first one because it was just giving me trouble with the positioning. It was too low. So the second one was done very high up in, and that's the one I had until recently. Then I got my Monroe pierced right here, and that one scarred so badly. Ugh. So after that, I really wanted a tongue piercing, but I was too shit scared to do it. So I decided to get my smiley, my frowny done, which turned out to be complete catastrophe as well, because it turned out I didn't have much of a webbing in the bottom part, so it turned out to be a really crappy piercing, and it was done by a trainee who had never done it before. It was stupid and poor judgment on my part because I shouldn't have asked a trainee to do kind of complex piercing because I didn't have the webbing. So because I took out my frowny a couple days later, and the trainee felt really bad, so she offered me a free piercing, and I got my frenulum pierced, which is a flap of skin under your tongue. See, I don't know why I didn't pierce my actual tongue until way later on. So after that, I felt bare on my neck because the final nape piercing I had just taken out. I was like, I really want neck piercings, so I decided to go get double vampire bites, which are 2 surface piercings in the neck. I was originally going to get it on this side, but I have moles there, so I had to get it on this side, which kind of turned out better in a way. But lo and behold, most surface piercings end up rejecting anyway, so 6 months later, they were gone. So my next piercing was probably my most crazy piercing, and that was my wrist piercing, and it wasn't your general wrist piercing. I had a massive freaking barbell through my wrist. I've still got massive scarring. I will probably film an individual clip of the scarring because it is just horrendous. Wrist piercings, in my experience, never heal. It's a surface piercing, it's in an area that constantly gets bumped, knocked, torn. I was constantly dealing with torn piercings in that area, so eventually I had enough and I took it out. I think that was 8 months later. I put up with it for 8 months, and I'm surprised I did that. And then after that, I got my double forward helix done, and I had that one for quite a long time, but it just seemed to never be completely healed. Like my other cartilage piercings. So I got rid of them after like 2 years, but I was really trying with them. And then it was about 7 or 8 months after the surgery I had on my lobes to stitch them back together, I got my first and second lobe piercings back. So it wasn't anything special, but I felt bare for a really long time. So then I turned 18 and got my nipple pierced, and I only kept that for a couple of days because it hurt like a bitch. And then after that, I got my snake bites re-pierced because I took them out when I found out I was pregnant. I took out most of my piercings except for my double nose and a couple others when I found out I was pregnant. So after that, I think I was 19 and I finally bit the bullet and got my tongue pierced. It didn't hurt at all, but I did pass out because I cannot look at needles and I opened my eyes at the wrong time. And then when I went in 7 weeks later to get the bar changed to a smaller bar, I ended up getting another nose piercing and my Medusa done. So that's how it all came about, and I don't think I've left any out, but I may have. I'm not sure. So that was a really long answer to that question. So moving on to the next question, which is, do you regret any of your piercings? Yes, I regret a few of them, either for scar tissue or pain or just plain stupidity. So I regret the 3 on the back of my neck because they were just stupid. I didn't plan them properly and no, it was so painful, and that was probably the biggest regret I had with piercings. I also regret my Dahlia piercings, which were out here. They were just crap. I hated them. I kept chewing on them. They were so not cool for me. Other people, they look great on, but I don't know why I did that. And another piercing that I regret is my Monroe because of how badly it's scarred. So moving on to the next question, which is, which piercings hurt the most? And I would definitely have to say that back of the neck was definitely number 1, probably like a 10 out of 10. I cried like a little bitch when I got those pierced. The second most painful was probably a tie between my septum and my nipple because they just make you cry. Seriously. Some people can handle the pain, but I just really can't. Next question was, did you have any problems with your piercings? And I was laden with problems because I had so many of them. I don't think I've been pierced that many times compared to a lot of other people in the world. The biggest problems I encountered with my piercings is when I got my, I forgot my industrial. I had my industrial. That was the most problematic piercing I have ever had in my life. That one no. I would never go there. I would never go back and get another industrial again because it got to the point where my skin was growing over my industrial balls and starting to go down the bar. So again, back to the doctor, and he cut open the skin, removed the bar. There was apparently no infection in it, but my skin had just decided to callus over the industrial bar. So I'm not going back to it, and I've just seen so many horror stories with industrial piercing. That was definitely the worst piercing experience I have ever gone through. Another one that healed extremely bad was my wrist, but that's just because of the area, and I'm pretty sure if you got a microdermal, like a skin diver or something like that, it would be a lot better because they're flatter to your skin. I just had a massive barbell in my wrist. And the final question is, do you want more piercings? And I'm kind of on the fence about this. I'm happy with what I have, and I don't know if I want more, but I kind of just take things as they come. So I hope this video has answered some of your questions because I know a lot of you guys were curious when I said I'd been pierced 46 times. So if you have any further questions or I didn't get into a piercing enough, just ask me in the comments down below. Don't be shy. I will answer all of your comments. I really try to do that. And I hope you found this video somewhat informational, if not entertaining. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, because I'd love to be here for every single video. Like this video if you liked what it was about. Comment down below your extra questions, and if you want to do this piercing tag, go ahead and tag me in the video or send me a message and I'll go ahead and watch it. And I hope you all have a fantabulous day.